Hey Sevens, it's the beginning of Unit 2. This is post-Confederation Canada. The first 7 chapters were all about Canada before Confederation, pre-Confederation. So this is our first chapter in post-Confederation. This is lesson 8.1. This is all about the Métis. In what ways did the Métis have an impact on the development of Western Canada? We'll take a look at our chapter concept, which is emerging identities. We'll talk about the vocabulary as well, and a few other things. So stick around and let's learn something. It's a new unit post-Confederation, and this is a new chapter as well, chapter 8, the Métis. The question, the Métis, the question that we are going to answer: in what ways do the Métis have an impact on the development of Western Canada? And as you'll see in this entire chapter, they had a huge, massive impact on the development of Western Canada. And our chapter concept this time around is emerging identities. Your vocabulary, we've got Métis, identity, York boats, pemmican, Nor'westers, we've heard this one before, Pemmican Proclamation, migrated, Rupert's Land, assimilation, Métis Provisional Government, Bill of Rights, Manitoba Act, reserves, and economy. And this chapter, as I just mentioned earlier, is all about emerging identities. So let's do a quick review about identity. Identity are the characteristics and values used to express oneself. Obviously, different groups have different identity, or I should say identities, and your dress, your religion, your language, your points of view all make up your identity. So that was just a quick identity review. You should know this already. The Métis was a result of European contact. If you remember back from chapter 4, in my lessons from chapter 4, the Métis are typically your First Nations mothers, and then obviously European then fathers. So that is the positive result of the contact between the two cultures. And it was the year around the 1850s, that the largest Métis settlement was in Red River, Manitoba. This is around present-day Winnipeg. The Métis, they were different from other Métis, but they shared a common identity. They believed that they were all citizens of a Métis nation, which was distinct from Europeans. It was distinct from the Canadiens, it was distinct from Canadians, and it was distinct from other First Nations as well. So they were their own culture, and we've talked about culture time and time again. They were their own culture. As I said earlier with the inquiry question, the Métis played a very important role in developing Western Canada, specifically that of Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and the province of Alberta. They had a really important role there. All right, I want you to head over to your notebook and complete the questions for this part of the chapter.